This is my review of the old leather slide glove from Landyachtz. These gloves are some of the worst that I've used, but in the one feature that I wish my other gloves were better at, this is the best, and that's durability. This is the most durable glove I've ever used, and that's a high praise. That's pretty impressive. These have only failed in a couple areas, on my right hand particularly. This split right here from grabbing boards, like between my hand and my glove, that sharp grip tape line tends to cut a lot right there. So I'm not surprised. All of my gloves end up failing like that. And then also the seam on the right thumb split open. It's easier to see on this one. This one has not split, but the seam that runs along the top of this split. And the repair that I did for that was quick and dirty. I just took a little thread, sewed it back together, and then put shoe goo on top of it, which is one of my favorite products I use all the time for so many different things. I repair my shoes and my knee pads and my gloves with this stuff. It's like a rubber cement that's highly abrasion resistant. And so as a street skater, I learned about the product from, rubbing my shoes on my grip tape to do ollies, kick flips, other tricks like that. You bust holes in it pretty quickly. Longboarders are used to going through the soles of their shoes first as being like the first failure point. Street skaters are used to going through the uppers of their shoes first. And this is what I would use to repair it. And since becoming a downhill skater, I've learned that it's great for reinforcing gloves and knee pads. And the uppers, like where you flip and slide on the tops of your shoes, you ever high side and like go to your hands and knees and the tops of your shoes and just worry you're gonna cook a hole through and burn the knuckle of your toe off? Yeah, shoe goo is pretty good for that. Big tangent about shoe goo, but I highly recommend picking this up and experimenting with it. I definitely recommend having some sort of like wooden stick on hand to help smear it in, because it's not the most easy material to work with. But yeah, these gloves, incredible durability, terrible fit. I used the size chart on the Landyachtz website, and they are some of the strangest fitting gloves that I've ever used. I think I got my size right. Like, I don't think I had user error in measuring that incorrectly. I've been successful with other manufacturers' charts in the past. These palms feel like an XL, but the fingers feel like a medium, and the glove seems like the thumb just feels huge, like it's floating out in space. I don't really understand the ergonomics of this glove. The leather is really poorly conditioned, so it feels really rough and it's really not flexible at all. Again, I've been using this for a year and I still feel this glove really, really bind up when I flex it down. Some of the worst quality leather that I've felt. If you have these gloves and you're upset with the leather, maybe try out a baseball glove conditioner or any other kind of leather conditioner, but baseball glove comes to mind because as a kid playing baseball, that's what I used to use when I'd get a new baseball mitt, and it's super stiff, it's hard to compress, hard to actually catch a ball and wrap your hand around it. You condition with a nice leather conditioner to soften it up, and I think these gloves would benefit a lot from that. But yeah, some of the weirdest ergonomics ever. It just feels like the thumb is too big, the fingers are too small, the palm is too big. And also a small personal complaint, this strip of Velcro on the back of it just is not big enough. I have incredibly slender wrists, so I'm not afraid to be vetoed here and say that this is a problem unique to me. Relative to my hands, my wrists are pretty slender, so I find myself cinching the glove pretty hard to actually get it to tighten, and then I have a lot of extra flap. I just want the Velcro to keep going for a while so I can get that really secure fit every time. A failure point of a lot of other gloves that I've used is the Velcro itself, especially in the Sector 9 cheap gloves. That Velcro starts to fail really, really quickly. And it's been a full year and this Velcro still feels incredibly solid, even though I only use a small strip of it when I actually get my glove tied down. But yeah, these gloves, incredibly durable, but incredibly uncomfortable. The Velcro is high quality, which is unusual for a glove of this price range. Yeah, when you sweat, it kind of leaks through. This light color really shows off when your hands are sweaty. These gloves are far from breathable. That's not something that I care about too much. I don't find myself feeling like my clammy hands are distressing. You know, I don't feel uncomfortable if my hands are hot and sweaty in my gloves. It doesn't bother me. But for some people it would, and these gloves are very hot, very sweaty. So you may not want to get them if you're skating in hot climates and don't like that feeling. Yeah, that's all I've got to say for the Landyachtz leather slide gloves. I can't speak on their new product at all, but hopefully it's an improvement over these because I surely will never be buying another pair of these again. I've been impressed by the durability, but there's more things to a glove than that are valuable to me, and these don't hit any of those marks. Also, the slide puck that comes with it is laughably small. It is so thin, it doesn't get your hand off the ground at all. I very immediately threw that out. I mean, not throw it out, not wastefully. Put it, you know, in a spare pucks bin where I can either give it to people who need it or supplement myself on a skate trip if I lose them. Very quickly made puck risers just out of cheap wood I found in a dumpster. Slapped my own little Velcro on it, and this has been the way to go. The OG puck on here is terrible, so thin. But yeah, it's a short little review for you. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope that this steers you away from getting these gloves, but they're not the worst that you can buy. And I know that gloves are really hard to come by nowadays. Not a lot of manufacturers for these things, and the ones that are making them really damn expensive. So I can't blame you if you want to use these. These are gonna last you a long time. They're just gonna feel terrible, and if that's something that matters to you, then look another way. But I appreciate you so much, and thank you for watching.